The planning, the word planning, Brigadier, means orchestration of something. It cannot be post-factual. It cannot be post-factual, Brigadier. I'm meaning by planning. Before the incident, my question was in relation to before the incident. Is there a person at the hostel who was with the accused, as it is said that the accused were at the hostel, who was with the accused, and he had the orchestration or the planning of this offense? Is there a person?
My lord, it's not post facto. I think if Advocate Nxumalo is saying, is there a witness that says before the accused left, they told me they're going to kill SENZO MEYIWA? No, we don't have that. But what we have, and that's why I said you need to look at Sifiso Zungu's statements, because it illustrates the chain of events before the incident took place. He places them in the hostel, the meeting that took place, even though he may not have had directly, but what transpired, then them leaving, them coming back to the hostel, one of the accused announcing that SENZO have just been killed at a stage when the news have not even announced. The statement goes further to say, when this utterances that SENZO MEYIWA has been killed, we did not believe it because at that stage, it was not even in the news. It was not known that this person was assassinated or was killed by any form. It only came later. Then he explains the chain of events after this announcement, them getting to know about that, the interaction that he had, which confirmed in terms of the private confession that was made to him that indeed they were involved in the killing of the deceased and why he was kept away. So the statement speaks for itself. This person was directly involved, my lord.
So there is no witness before. Sorry, may I rephrase the question? So there is no witness who says before, as it is said that the accused were at the hostel, before the accused left, he was present with the accused and he had the planning. There is no witness who says that.
There's no witness, my lord, that says he heard them saying, we are now going to go and kill SENZO MEYIWA.
Yes.
But we do have a witness that places them in the hostel before,
Yes.
Then they leave, then they come back, utterances are made, and then confessions are made at a later stage as to what was happening, what was their role, and so forth. So that's what we had. And that is why I'm saying, my lord, when you conduct investigation, and unfortunately, I think I'm trying to get a sense of where Advocate Nxumalo is going. But you need to look, and that's why I keep on going back to say, you need to look at Sifiso Zungu's statement collectively. Then you understand the chain of the events that unfolded. That's why I said it's not post-facto, because he is able to place the accused before, and then they leave. Then the incident takes place. Then they come back. Then utterances in relation to the death of the deceased are made by one of the accused. Subsequent to that, certain events unfold. He explains them, my lord, and I don't want to say them as if now because Mr. Mgomezulu is not here, because they relate to accused number one. But certain incidences, other than what happened in relation to this matter and in suppressing it, takes place, you know, and he explains them up to the time when the confessions are made. So there is this person who was present in the hostel, other than Makosonke, by the way, who was also present in the hostel, and also make utterances, my lord, in terms of what he was told by accused 1 and 2, and then subsequently Constable Zungu as well, who was also at the hostel.
How did you meet Zungu? The
I beg your
police.
pardon, my lord.
How did you meet Zungu, the police?
So, my lord, I received a call. I dealt with this evidence, my lord. I received a call from the former national commissioner who indicated that there is a person who has information about the death of SENZO MEYIWA. That's how I met him. Prior to that,
Okay.
yes, so that's how we met, my lord. Then I went to the national commissioner's office, and then I was introduced to Constable Zungu. That's how we met, my lord.
By Zungu, I mean Sizwe Skumbuzo Zungu.
No, I met him in the course of the investigation, my
Yes.
lord. When his name came up, he was traced, I think, by crime intelligence,
Yes.
then eventually was found, my lord. So we met during the course of investigation.
Where did you meet him?
When I took the statement, my lord, we were at Primrose. You mean, where did I meet him?
Yes, where did you meet him?
I met him at Primrose, my lord,
Where in Primrose?
at the police station. That's where the statement was taken and commissioned, my lord.
You mean the one that was taken in 2023? Last year?
Oh, I thought you meant Kwabeni. My apologies.
No, I'm not talking about Kwabeni. I even said to you, Brigadier, that...
No, my apologies. My apologies.
No, it's fine. The apology accepted. I mean,
no.
Constable Sizwe Skumbuzo Zungu.
Oh, no, my apologies. So I met him first, my lord, at the commissioner's office. Then the statement was taken at our office, my lord, in Pretoria. My apologies, not Primrose.
You see, Kininda doesn't listen. Advocate Nxumalo made it very, very clear from the very beginning that he was talking about Sizwe, Constable Sizwe Zungu. But because the Brigadier is already 10 steps ahead, he's expecting, because he thinks he led Nxumalo to ask him about Usfiso Zungu, Ukwabini, and because he kept going on and on and on about this guy being the only one whose statement can put the 5 accused at the hostel before the commissioning of the crime, after the commissioning of the crime, announcing the end of SENZO before the news has picked it up. So he thinks he's laid his cards well, and that Nxumalo picks it up. But Nxumalo is smarter than him, okay? He knows that. He didn't fall for the trap. He actually diverted him over to Usizwe Zungu, and that's why the Brigadier is confused, and he apologizes. And then now we are now on topic. Who? Zungunizer. Who is Zungunizer? Remember in my previous videos, I said he is at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Why? Without him, there is no 5 accused. They cannot pin the 5 accused just on Bongani Ntanzi's statement. They need a human being to say, I saw them at the Vasutini hostel. That is the function of Uzungu in this story. Well, should I say Uzungu Jr., Absalom Zungu's son, who happens to be, conveniently, a police constable. Don't let me go down that rabbit hole. We'll talk about that in a separate video. But let's go back to Nxumalo's point. Let's see where he's going with this.
I mean, for the first time.
No, the first time, my lord, as I said, it was the office of the National Commissioner, which is the Telkom Towers. That's where the former National Commissioner was sitting. So that's where I met him for the first time.
Who was that National Commissioner?
Former General Khetla Stole, my lord.
When was that?
I think it will be 2019, my lord, somewhere in 2019, my lord.
Do you remember the month?
No, I don't remember, my lord, but my recollection, it will be before, I think, the Easters. I don't remember the month, but I'm definitely sure, my lord, it was in 2019, my lord.
Do you remember the date?
No, I don't, my lord. The date, insofar as my interaction with Constable Zungu, my lord, I remember the later ones, where now the statement of his father becomes prevalent. And that is the date of the 12th of November, 2019, when we were supposed to meet. That appointment was then postponed to the 13th of November, where I met him with Brigadier Perumal. And then in that meeting, the positive outcome was that the father was now prepared to dispose an affidavit. And subsequently on the 18th or 19th of November, we then met. That's when the statement of Absalom Zungu. So that is a meaningful meaning where we now had something that we can document. That was late 2019, my lord. No, sorry, my lord. The statement by the father was made on the 17th of November 2019, my lord.
So you met Zungu, Constable Zungu, through the National Commissioner?
Yes, I met him at the office of the National Commissioner. As I indicated, my lord, I was called, and I then drove to the office of the National Commissioner, and I found him there with the PA of the former National Commissioner, my lord.
So you don't know who phoned Constable Zungu, informing him that he must come to the offices of the National Commissioner, where you were going to meet him?
No. My lord, the arrangement as to how we got there, I was not. No. What I know is the call I received from the office of NATCOM itself to say there's this person, and then I made my way to the former National Commissioner's office. Then I was introduced to Constable Zungu.
Yes.
Okay. And the fault was on our side, my lord. It was scheduled, then I had to phone. I know the involvement of Major General Ishabane was
yes.
He was present, so then we had to reschedule to the 13th of November. Yes. 2019, and then we met on that day with Brigadier Perumal and Constable Zungu, my lord.
Is there anything that you ask him in relation to this offense, to this incident, on the 13th of November 2019? Is there anything that you ask Zungu about this incident?
My lord, I don't recall. My recollection, no. My recollection of the meeting, as I've said, my lord, it was a follow-up of him introducing the father. And hence I said it was a meaningful meeting. There would have been discussion, obviously, but Brigadier Perumal spoke to him. But the essence or the prominent thing that came out for me is that there was then this agreement that the father is willing to see us, and then arrangements were made for the 17th for him to come through. That's really what was prominent, my lord. But yes, there were discussions, I think, with Brigadier Perumal, who spoke to him, my lord. But for me, it was the issue of the father, my lord.
So you did not ask him anything, Brigadier. For instance, asking him a question whether he knows anything about the killing of SENZO MEYIWA. You did not ask him any question to that effect.
No, my lord, the meeting was not about that. I think I've testified earlier that when I met him at the National Commissioner's office, the names of the accused were mentioned. The father is being the one who told him about the activities that took place, were then were discussed. Subsequent to that, then I asked him to arrange a meeting with his father, which was a difficulty in fear of reprisal, for them being exposed. And that was going on, my lord, right up to the time when I lost contact of his number and then had to ask Major General Lishabane to assist in locating him for me, because I was aware he was working under his cluster. That was done. When we met on the 13th, my lord, it was on my side, it was a follow-up of where are we standing with the father. And as I said, my father, the response was that now the father is willing to meet with us. But on the same vein, my lord, was also to introduce Brigadier Perumal, because at that time I was a colonel. So this was now the most senior person who was a lead now in the team. That was done and interacted with him, my lord. So we didn't discuss the knowledge of him being involved, but I didn't discuss with him, my lord. That was done at a later stage where I said, but your name came up in numerous times on the matter. Because at that stage, my lord, it should be noted, in 2019, 17th of November 2019, there was, I didn't have information. I didn't have any statement that says he was present at the hostel. It was after the statements of the likes of Makosonke, the likes of Sifiso Zungu Kwabeni came up later the following year, that then his name came up, and then that interaction started insofar as that part is concerned.
Brigadier, my question is about 14 words. It's a simple question. It's 14 words. My question to you is the following. When you meet Constable Zungu on the 13th of November 2019, this is a question that I'm asking to you. Did you ask him, what do you know about the killing of SENZO MEYIWA? Yes or no?
The answer is no, my lord. But
Yes,
but I qualified it to say I could not have asked that question because it was non-existent.
Thank you, Brigadier.
It was non-existent, my lord. The purpose of the meeting was insofar as the follow-up meeting with regard to his father. That was the purpose of the meeting. I was not aware of the information that I obtained at a later stage, my lord.
At what stage did the issue of his father arise?
It arose the very same day when I met him in the office of the National Commissioner, my lord.
Brigadier, I'm going to refer you to the proceedings of the 7th of September 2023. It is at a stage when Constable Zungu was being led by my colleague Advocate Baloyi. It was at the stage when he was giving evidence in chief. I'm going to start at page 43 of the record, or the proceedings of the 7th of September 2023, at line 22. Okay, let me start, my lord, I'm sorry, at line 16. Mr. Zungu, I was actually going to the National Commissioner, then the then National Commissioner referred me to Kinina. Who was the National Commissioner? That is a question now from my colleague Advocate Maloyi. Who was the National Commissioner then? Mr. Zungu, Kehla Sitwan. Mr. Maloyi, yes. Mr. Zungu. Then towards the end of the year, it was on the 11th of November 2019, I received a call from General Shaban informing me that Colonel Kiminda would like to see me. A meeting was set out for him to see me, but it did not happen on the day. He saw me on a different date, Mr. Maloyi. Yeah. On which date did he see you, Mr. Zungu? I think it was on the 13th of November, Mr. Maloyi. Yes. Who saw you on the 13th of November? Mr. Zungu, Brigadier Kinina. Mr. Maloyi, yes. Mr. Zungu. Thereafter, General Shabane called me, intervened. Mr. Maloyi. Yeah, but what was discussed at the meeting with Brigadier Kinina on the 13th of November 2019? Mr. Zungu. He asked me, what do you know about the killing of Meyiwa? Mr. Maloyi, yes. Mr. Zungu. I told him that I know nothing, and there is nothing that I can talk about. Close quotation.
I would continue playing the cricket sound over this part, but you get what's going on. I'm not fast forwarding. I'm not slowing it down. We're hearing dead silence from the Brigadier. Mr. Over-explainer, Mr. I can explain, nothing. He is silent. Like, I'm still going on, and we have not heard from the Brigadier, okay? After he said, no, I would never ask Zungu such a question, only for Zungu, in his evidence in chief, saying, you absolutely did, sir. You absolutely did. So now we want to hear from Brigadier Kininda. What was that about, okay? What do you mean? You don't know. Definitely another one of my favorite moments from Nxumalo. And not only that, when he said, and I close quotations, he looked dead straight at Kininda. And I want to think, in the eye. Did Kininda hold the eye hold, or did he stare down? Oh my goodness. Let's hear his response.
When we met Constable Zungu, there was Brigadier Perumal, who was my senior at the time. I was a colonel. And I know that he engaged with him. I may not recall exactly what he said. Insofar as my party is concerned, my lord, and it's consistent with what I've said, even during the trial within trial, it was a follow-up, because the assertion that was given to me, there was no knowledge at my disposal that he was involved in or he has knowledge in the matter before court. I didn't have that information. The follow-up of the meeting was in relation to his father, as to whether was he able to convince his father to come forward and give us a statement. And I've testified about this, my lord, even last year on the trial within trial, even as I was dealing with the evidence in chief, my lord, to say the purpose of the meeting was with regard to the outcome. The positive outcome was that he then told me the father is now willing to meet us for a statement, and subsequent to that, a meeting of the 17 was made, and we met the father, and then he gave the statement. That's my recollection, my lord, and that's how the events happened. Because then on the 17th of November, indeed, 2019, we met the father, and I took down the statement.
Are you ready to hear what Nxumalo says in response to this? I bet you it's got to do with, you didn't answer my question. Why does the Brigadier always say, I've testified about this, I've dealt with this? Those are his favorite lines. If you add it to the subsequently, collaboration, and he always throws in, I've dealt with this. Sort of like to say, stop asking me this question. You've asked me this question enough times, which, by the way, they can ask the questions as many times as they want, but why does he keep, it's kind of like in a threatening manner, like I've already talked about this, and he loves to refer back to a trial within a trial, which nobody's referring to right here, right now. But you know what? I'm going to steal a line from him and say, I have dealt with this before. You guys already know. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It absolutely gives me joy. If you've made it this far in this video and you've watched all the ads, oh my goodness, you absolutely have my heart. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, today is a good day to subscribe. Please subscribe, because I'll be definitely bringing back more live commentary from the courtroom. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe. And let me end it here. I'm gonna end it here so that this video is not too long, and I'll start another video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next upload. I'll catch you on my next upload.
Dear where this boy is.